There are some places in this big world of ours that have been deemed as precious. Sometimes this is because these places have immense historical value or are considered international treasures. Other places are highly secure because they are the dwelling places of important people or are homes to large sums of money. Whatever the exact case, all 10 items on this list are guarded around the clock by men and women armed to the teeth with guns and other deadly weapons. Do you want to see more cool videos on our channel? Then don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Number 10. The Park Safe Car Park in Derby, England. Unlike some of the other entries on this list, this secure location is nothing special. Indeed, the Park Safe Car Park is a nondescript parking lot in the small British city of Derby. However, British police officers have a reason to keep so many eyes on this garage on Bold Lane. Originally built in the 1970s, the car park once served as a hangout for criminals and drug dealers up until the 1990s. The multi-storage garage, which can accommodate 440 vehicles, became so notorious for crime that the government responded by setting up an expensive series of CCTV cameras in and around it. Nowadays, the Park Safe lot is known for its many closed-circuit cameras, its panic buttons, and its secure entry and exit doors. In 2004, this humble car park was officially named as one of the most secure places on Earth. Between 1998 and 2004, not one case of either theft or vandalism was reported in conjunction with the Park Safe Car Park. Number 9. Svalbard Global Seed Vault. There are some things that are more precious than gold. Seeds, for instance. Without seeds, farmers across the world cannot grow food. Without access to food, people go hungry and starve to death. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault is considered so important that Norwegian officials built it on an island above the Arctic Circle. The vault was also built underground, thereby making access even more difficult. Inside of this futuristic building are some 930,000 seeds that represent about 13,000 years of agricultural history. The seed samples taken from Mexico, India, Pakistan, and Syria are considered so precious that this vault was specifically built in order to withstand a local environmental or humanitarian catastrophe. Number 8. Iranian Gold Reserve Building. The theocratic regime in Tehran lords over one of the most secretive governments in the world. Ever since the revolution of 1979, Iran has been an international pariah and the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism. These days, the country is mostly known for its highly covert nuclear energy program, which may or may not be censored on the manufacture of nuclear warheads. Many people do not know just how wealthy Iran actually is. Indeed, the country keeps its gold reserve numbers highly classified, and the country's gold reserve building has never been accurately located. The few leaks about Iran's gold empire that have made it out of Tehran indicate that Iran owns more gold than the United Kingdom. Iran may very well be one in the top 20 in terms of gold reserves, and market analysts also believe that Iran is one of the world's leading buyers of gold bullion. It is likely that much, if not all of this gold, is kept in the elusive Gold Reserve building. Number 7. The Granite Mountain Records Vault. The argument could be made that religions have more global power than governments or international organizations like the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, or the World Bank. Everyone knows that the Roman Catholic Church and the Islamic faith have powerful associations throughout the world, but few know about the global reach of Mormons. The Mormon faith was born in the early 19th century in upstate New York. The religion's founder, Joseph Smith, eventually brought 40,000 converts into his religion's fold. By 1870, there were 120,000 Mormons, most of whom lived in the American territory known as Utah. Each year, thousands of young Mormons go on missions to Africa, Europe, Latin America, and Asia, thus promoting Mormonism as a worldwide faith. The records of this church's activities are vast, and most are kept in a highly secure vault underneath Utah's Granite Mountain. The climate-controlled bunker is designed to preserve paper documents in perpetuity. The vault, which was built in 1965, currently houses 3.5 billion images on microfilm and microfiche. Number 6. The White House. Everyone in the world knows that the home of the American president is heavily guarded by members of the U.S. Secret Service. The White House is also encircled by a high iron fence, is guarded 24/7 by armed guard posts, and contains bullet-resistant windows. The White House also enjoys the protection of Secret Service emergency protection teams. These agents must pass accuracy tests every month, wherein they shoot at targets as far away as 1,000 yards. Believe it or not, but the White House was not always this secure. During the 19th century, it was not uncommon for private citizens to ring the White House's doorbell in order to talk to the president. Number 5. The Federal Reserve Bank. The reason why the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank in New York City is so guarded is obvious. This organization provides the money and gold resources that are used by so many governments throughout the world. In this building's basement is the Gold Custody Vault, where the gold supply of the American government and other governments are kept in highly secure lockers. In 2015, it was reported that this gold vault housed 508,000 gold bars, which translates into 6,350 tons of gold. This vault only has one entrance, a 90-ton, 9-foot-tall steel and concrete cylinder that is both water and airtight. Once this door is closed, it is kept closed thanks to 4 rods made of heavy steel. Number 4. The Vatican Secret Archives. The Roman Catholic Church is a global institution that can trace its origins all the way back to the first Pope St. Peter in AD 30. After Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire in AD 379 during the reign of Emperor Theodosius I, the Vatican has been centered in Rome. The Vatican Secret Archives have long been the subject of many conspiracy theories. Researchers were first allowed in the Vatican's archive in 1881 under the papacy of Pope Leo XIII. However, in order for someone to be allowed access, they must first be considered a serious enough scholar by the Vatican itself. Then, if they pass this test, their official credentials are reviewed every 6 months. In order to just enter the archives, visiting scholars must present their credentials at several different doors, most of which are guarded by armed members of the Swiss Guard. Number 3. Fort Knox. Americans know that Fort Knox is synonymous with complete security. For the most part, this U.S. Army facility in rural Kentucky serves as a basic military installation. Thousands of Army recruits receive basic training here. For 60 years, the base was also the home of the U.S. military's premier armor warfare school. However, the reason why Fort Knox is so heavily secure is because it is the home of America's bullion reserve. In sum, this military base houses 147.3 million ounces of gold in its bullion depository. This gold is kept secure thanks to a steel and concrete vault that is protected by a door that weighs 20 tons. The entire complex is additionally protected by armed guards who are equipped with military-issue weapons. The security that Fort Knox provides is so respected that priceless international treasures have been kept there. These treasures include the U.S. Constitution, President Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, and Britain's Magna Carta. Number 2. The Korean Demilitarized Zone. The Korean War began in 1950 and has not ended since. Although open fighting stopped in 1953, the governments of China, North Korea, South Korea, and the United States are still technically at war with one another. And given the rogue behavior of North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, this volatile situation is not going to change anytime soon. The border between North and South Korea is protected by somewhere around 500 South Korean soldiers, 250 North Korean soldiers, and 50 American soldiers. The DMZ also includes a large minefield between the two nations, as well as a North Korean artillery battery that could easily wipe out Seoul, South Korea. Number 1. Area 51. For decades, a highly secretive facility in the Nevada desert has been the most heavily guarded place on Earth. Area 51 is actually a part of the Edwards Air Force Base in Lincoln County, Nevada. Area 51 is classified as a restricted area and a special use airspace. Area 51 entered the world's imagination in 1947. In that year, it is believed by many that extraterrestrials crash-landed in Roswell, New Mexico, and were examined by military surgeons and scientists at Area 51. Conspiracy theorists believe that the U.S. Air Force utilized these aliens in order to build cutting-edge fighter planes and reconnaissance vehicles. It is known that experimental aircraft are tested at this base. The U.S. government did not officially admit that the base even existed until 2013. The base is protected by an unknown number of armed guards who keep any unauthorized people from getting anywhere close to the base.